Shalom. First, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, from whom I learned this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 elect. I am Mayakala. And before I even go into this short video, I'm going to bring out 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, "And then shall that wicked be revealed." That wicked that we're referring to that's being revealed is Esau Edom. All right? Because this man is being exposed at this point. "Whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming." And the brightness of his coming is referring to those ICBM missiles that'll be impacting and hitting this place that you call America. All right, the men of the Lord, the prophets of the Lord, going out on the highways and the hedges, bringing you what is written in the scripture about the impending doom that's coming to America. All right, it's coming upon the world because these missiles are going to be released from all areas. Countries, a lot of countries carry these ICBM missiles, and they're going to be used. All right. According to the scriptures, 200 million of them are going to be released. All right. Verse 9 says, "Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders." And those powers, those signs, those lying wonders are referring to Esau, Edom, and his technology. All right, we just recently saw president and some representatives that he took with him from the some technocracy personnel. All right, and they all went over to China. All right, to compare notes. All right, and to set up things that's soon to be coming to America. So that's what this group of individuals were going. They were going to gather information. All right, because China has this thing well underway already, and you can see what I have on the screen. This is a short video that I'm going to play just to show you some of the technology and the use of it that's already underway, that's being in play, that is out on the streets right now. All right, but I will be showing this video under 1976 Fair Use Act, and this is just for edification purposes only. All right, this is not a monetized channel. This is not an effort to make money or any way, just for edification purposes only. So again, fair use, fair use. But they already have these robots out on the street. All right, they have these robots in conjunction with their police force, and they're out on the street already. So it's just going to be a matter of time before you're going to be seeing the same thing here, and before you start to see them, because they're going to be used in various ways, which you can. I'm going to play this video in just a minute and you'll get a chance to see. It's back in 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 10. It says, "And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they received not the love of the truth, that they might be saved." Because, like I said, men of the Lord out on the highways and the hedges are bringing forth this truth, and to warn you of the things that are to come. All right, the doors of repentance are closing. There's a lot of things happening, and they're happening real fast, because the devil knows he got a short time and his agenda is behind. So things are speeding up. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and let this play it. Like I said, it's not very long. I just got a couple more verses that I want to bring out.
just deployed a combat robot alongside real police. This is not a movie. The T-800 by Engine AI stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. It runs, executes spinning kicks, and fights with military precision. And it can operate for 5 hours straight, zero fatigue. But that's not all. China just launched...
See, and they make it a point to tell you that it can operate with military pursuits. All right. So, and you can see just in this image right here, they got them all lined up and got them ready to go. All right. Who knows whether they probably are going to end up on a battlefield. They're going to replace soldiers. All right. Because you can see America's having difficulty defeating Iran. All right. Just for the simple fact that they can't go and put in ground troops on that rough terrain in Iran. They can't go out. They can't go in without the fear of losing a lot of troops. And it's not that they care about those troops. They just want to make sure that they have enough of them. All right. And because they know they don't have enough to be able to compete with Iran on their own terrain, who knows what they have planned. All right, to be able to put these robots on the battlefield in the future. All right. Here, I'll let a little bit more of this play.
Launched the world's first humanoid robot combat league. These robots fight each other in real matches to sharpen their AI. Analysts say this cuts development time by 30%.
And you even see them in the ring right there, sharpening their skills, going up against one another. So not only could they be replacing troops on the battlefield, you might see them in the ring. They might be replacing actual athletes, right? Putting them in the ring, and they'll sit back and bet on them to see which one will win, just for sporting events, just for their to sit back and just for their pleasure. All right, for their relaxation, for them to have something to bet on. All right, because it takes a lot of money to keep these things going, I'm sure, and to repair them. So we're not fooled about what you're doing with these various robots and the capacity in which you want to use them. Because we know you want to put them on the streets, all right? Because pretty soon you're going to have police officers who are not going to want to do what they're going to be asked to do, because these police officers have families, all right? These police officers know that there's some chaos that's coming, where it's going to be, they might be out, they will be outnumbered. You got militias, you got all kind of pink things, all kind of uprisings that's coming down the pike here. So you don't know what they may have planned to get these things out on the street. If you see China already has them out on the street, you best believe that they're coming to a neighborhood near you, and you know where they're going to put these things. All right? They're going to put them in the hood. They're going to put them in the neighborhoods where they call high crime areas. I'm going to go to Matthew chapter 24. All right, I'm going to go ahead. Isn't really exactly what I wanted, but I'm going to bring this out anyway. Matthew chapter 24 and verse 24 says, For there shall arise false prophets, for there shall arise false Messiah and false prophets. I'm going to start that over again. It says, For there shall arise false Messiachim and false prophets, and shall show great signs and wonders, and so much that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So being deceived by these false prophets and these false ones who appoint themselves to be anointed, they're coming too. And we already had the false prophets that are out and are not bringing forth the word of the Lord, is not bringing out the 100% truth. All right. And because you do have men, especially the men of great millstone and those that are associated with the men of great millstone. All right. Starting with the elder apostle Tahar on down. All right. Who are bringing forth this 100% truth. All right. The men of the Lord are not going to be deceived. We're not going to be deceived by the things that we see that are on the horizon here, thinking that they're going to be used for one thing when we know exactly where their what their aim is. All right, because you best believe, like I said, if these robots are already in use in China, walking alongside the police, it's just a matter of time before they're going to be here. All right, walking right alongside the police. All right, because there's all kind of instances in where you need the police. You know, you call the police for a certain instance and they don't show up for hours. And then when they do show up, they're absolutely useless. All right? Useless when it comes to getting actually on the ground and getting in pursuit of somebody on foot. They can't do it. You got rampant crime going about. And the police are usually pretty ineffective. All right. And go to Psalms chapter 37. And like I said, once the shit hits the fan, you're going to have police out here who are not going to be upholding their duties because they're concerned about their families as well. All right? Once all hell break loose, you're going to see they're going to be going for self. They're not going to be doing their job. They're going to be trying to look out for themselves and for their families. All right? This is Psalm chapter 37. And verse 7 says, "Rest in the Lord Yahweh and wait patiently for him. Fret not thyself because of him who prospereth in his way, because of the man who bringeth wicked devices to pass." And you see, this is one of their wicked devices. I won't even look up that word, devices. Slovakia. Phone's kind of acting up a little bit. All right, and it is H4209. And it says Mezimawa. Under the biblical usage, it says purpose, discretion, device, a plot, having a purpose. Devices, and in parentheses it says evil. It says under the Strong's definition, a plan usually evil. Machination, sometimes good. It says wicked, devices, discretion, intent, witty invention, lewdness, mischievous, thought wickedly. So these are just plots and plans that the wicked use in order to try to bring about their agenda. All right. So with these robots hitting the streets, they're going to take away a lot of jobs from police. You saw them they even had them in the ring, exercising doing combat exercises on one another. So it could be very possible that these would even take the place of athletes when they want to look at wrestling or look at boxing maneuvers, or just for their entertainment purposes. All right, so these things, this artificial intelligence is going to be in all areas, and it's going to affect all people. All right. There's certain people, probably especially in this entertainment, in the field of entertainment areas, that think that no, AI can't take their places. But you already got AI writing songs. You got AI singing songs. You go and hear different songs on YouTube, and you don't realize that it's not even an actual artist. It's AI that's actually written a song and is producing it and bringing it out, bringing it forth, singing it. All right, and you get used to hearing this great song that you love so much, only to find out it's not even a human. All right, so you're following a artificial intelligence. Let's see, I had another one I wanted to bring out here. Isaiah chapter 32. Verse 7 says, "The instruments also of the cherub are evil, for he devises wicked devices to destroy the poor with lying words, even when the needy speaketh right." In the NLT it says, "The smooth tricks and scoundrels are evil." So, you know what? Before I finish reading that, I'm going to get this word churl. It said the instruments also, back in the KJV, the instruments also of the churl are evil. So I want to see who the churl are. And it is H3596 says Kilai. Under the biblical usage, that's what it says. It says scoundrel or knave. Under the Strong's definition, it says in the same sense, withholding, niggardly. Let's see what a knave is. And I'm looking under Google. I'm using AI right now. So it says in the King James Version of the Bible, the word knave does not actually appear in the main text. It says, while older translations, let me just get down to the definition here. It says, used to mean a boy or servant. It says the KJV translators use terms like villain or churl. See what else they got. All right, that's all they have on it. It says, what is knave in the Bible? It says a lad, a garcon, a servant. The son or servant of the king and the queen thereof. All right, that's enough on that. Isaiah 32:7 says the instruments also. I wanted to read the NLT. Uh, Isaiah 32:7 in the NLT says, "The smooth tricks of scoundrels are evil. They plot crooked schemes. They lie to convict the poor, even when the cause of the poor is just." So like I said, more than likely, you're going to see that these robots are going to be coming to America. They're going to be probably, more than likely, being put in the neighborhoods of so-called black and brown people. That's where they're going to put them. All right, because there's going to be a lack of police enforcement. So where else to go ahead and put these robots that they said could operate for up to 5 hours without being recharged, and just set them loose so that they can gun down, and you see all kind of maneuverability they have. They can run. All right, they have combat skills. So what better place to unleash them? Let's see, there ain't much left on this.
Robots are already on real streets. Are we watching a safety upgrade, or are we building something we won't be able to turn off?
I'm going to go back a little bit.
Launched the world's first humanoid robot combat league. These robots fight each other in real matches to sharpen their AI. Analysts say this cuts development time by 30%. These robots are already on real streets. Are we watching a safety upgrade, or are we building something we won't be able to turn off? China.
So, as you heard them say, they are already on the streets. All right? And if they're on the streets in China, you better believe they're coming this way. They're coming this way. You see, because China's already just a little bit ahead of America, and they have this. They're well on their way to getting this this agenda, this new world order, off the ground. They already have that digital they have the biometrics in full effect. All right, they have their social credit score in full effect. They got these robots now walking around amongst the people to assist the police. All right, pretty soon it's going to be the police assisting these robots, because they're going to be out in full force. They can work nonstop. The only thing they need is recharging after about 5 hours. They don't need no break. All right, they don't need to be nourished with food, so they don't need to take no lunch break. Take them out there for 5 hours, take them out, put another one out there. All right. I have just one more verse that I wanted to bring out, and that'll be the end on this. Second Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11 says, "Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices." All right, so we see how you try to bring out these devices and how you try to introduce them and make it sound so positive, like it's going to be beneficial to all. But we're not ignorant of your devices. We're not ignorant of your churlish ways. All right, because we know it's in an effort to bring about your new agenda. All right, and gaining total control of the people that's that inhabit these cities. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and leave it there. I pray that this has been edifying to the listener. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha Hakadash. Shalom.